Hello and welcome. You're watching Good Morning India. I'm Gargi Rawat. Stay with us for all the news you need to start your day with. And today the Delhi mayoral polls will be held. Hopefully it will go smoother than last time.
I'm Divya Vadva. We also are hearing that the Maharashtra governor wants to quit. So we'll get you all those details on the other side. But first, the headlines.
The second municipal house session after the recent high-stakes civic polls in the national capital will be held today to elect the mayor and deputy mayor of Delhi.
The Jawaharlal Nehru University has asked a group of students at the university to cancel the screening of the controversial BBC documentary on Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Maharashtra Governor Koshyari says he wants to quit, says he's informed the Prime Minister, want to be relieved of political responsibility.
After mass layoffs at companies like Google, Microsoft and Amazon, thousands of Indian techies are now struggling to find new jobs within a short time to keep their work visas.
Our top story, and the second municipal house session in Delhi after the recent high-stakes civic polls that took place in the national capital will be held today to elect the mayor and deputy mayor of the Delhi.
That's right, Gargi. The mayoral polls were delayed following a ruckus between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP members of the House. The nominees for the post are Shelly Oberoi and Ashu Thakur of the Aam Aadmi Party and Rekha Gupta for the position of the mayor.
And the nominees for the post of deputy mayor are Ale Muhammad Iqbal and Jalaj Kumar from Aam Aadmi Party and Kamal Bagri of the BJP. Besides mayor and deputy mayor, 6 members of the MCD standing committee are also to be elected today.
Moving on, Jawaharlal Nehru University has asked a group of students to cancel the screening of the controversial BBC documentary on Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
That's right. The students allegedly plan to screen India, the Modi question, today at 9 p.m. The university administration said in a statement, no prior permission for this event has been taken from the JNU administration. It said, remember this film, according to sources, has been pulled from Twitter and YouTube on a request by the government. Now, a notice that had been put out saying the concerned students individuals are firmly advised to cancel the proposed program immediately, failing which a strict disciplinary action may be initiated according to the university rules.
The government has blocked access to the 2-part BBC documentary, which claims to have investigated certain aspects of the 2002 Gujarat riots when Prime Minister Modi was the state's chief minister. And in other news now, Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju's argument that judges are not answerable to people the way elected representatives are, that judges don't face elections, was the latest round in the government judiciary battle, Gargi.
This was brushed aside by Justice Deepak Gupta, retired judge of the Supreme Court, saying such statements undermine the independence and strength of the judiciary and that nothing is hidden in the age of social media. Let's just listen into Kiren Rijiju.
तो इसलिए मैं आप जितना हमारे यहाँ जुडिशियल हो या हमारा बार के जो लीगल फ्रेटर्निटी से जितना आए हैं, मैं आपको 2 चीजें बताना चाहता हूँ. एक तो हमारा प्राथमिकता है कि भारत में अगर लोकतंत्र मजबूत से सिर्फ जीवित ही नहीं, मजबूती से आगे चलना है, तो रोबस्ट एंड इंडिपेंडेंट जुडिशरी इज ए मस्ट. जुडिशरी का इंडिपेंडेंस को अगर डाइल्यूट करेंगे और जुडिशरी का अथॉरिटी या जुडिशरी का जो ऑर्डर डिग्निटी को कमजोर करेंगे तो डेमोक्रेसी सक्सेस नहीं हो सकते. अभी का वर्तमान में जो भारत के मुख्य न्यायाधीश है जस्टिस चंद्रचूड़ साहब और मेरे बीच में लाइव कांटेक्ट रहता है. हर छोटे छोटे चीज से लेकर के बड़े बड़े मुद्दे हम डिस्कशन करते हैं. डिफरेंसेस होते हैं. मैं तो राजनीति पार्टी से आया हूं. हमारा पार्टी भारतीय जनता पार्टी में तो शुरू से कहता है कि हम लोग एक दूसरे के बीच में मतभेद हो सकता है लेकिन मनभेद नहीं होना चाहिए.
Maharashtra Governor Bhagat Singh Koshari has said that he wants to quit his post. A statement from the Raj Bhavan said that Koshari has told the Prime Minister that he wants to relinquish all his political responsibilities.
The governor's move has come in the wake of a long-running standoff with the opposition in the state over his several controversial comments. Koshari has been a very controversial governor and the opposition has alleged him to be very biased, Gargi.
That's right. Koshari has been in controversies for his statements against Savitribai Phule and Jyotiba Phule, and recently he called Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj as an icon of old times, after which there was a statewide protest against him by the Shiv Sena. Uddhav Thackeray faction has also been raising the Marathi Manus issue and how Maharashtra's icons were being insulted.
And ahead of the BMC elections, the governor has himself desired that he wants to step down from the governor's post. Switching tracks, addressing a gathering at Jammu's Satwari Chowk on Monday, Congress leader Digvijaya Singh accused the Bharatiya Janata Party's government at the centre of spreading lies, Gargi.
And once again, he spoke about the surgical strikes. He said they're spreading lies about the surgical strikes by the Indian Armed Forces in Jammu and Kashmir. And this was during the Bharat Jodo Yatra after it had reached Jammu. Now, in a damage control, because obviously there's been criticism from the BJP immediately in damage control, the Congress has disowned Digvijaya's remarks.
सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक की बात करते हैं कि हमने इतने लोग मार गिराए, लेकिन प्रमाण कुछ नहीं, केवल झूठ का पुलिंदा से ये राज कर रहे हैं.
बड़े भारी मन से ये कहना पड़ रहा है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी का चरित्र भारत जोड़ो यात्रा तो नाम की है, भारत को तोड़ने का कार्य स्वयं राहुल गांधी और तमाम कांग्रेस के नेता उनके इशारे पर कर रहे हैं. सुर्खियों में बने रहने के लिए गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयान देना, यह कांग्रेस पार्टी का चरित्र है. लेकिन आप भारतीय सेना के खिलाफ बोलेंगे, ये भारत बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा.
All right, so that controversy sparked as the Bharat Jodo Yatra entered Jammu. Now, Rahul Gandhi met a delegation of Kashmiri Pandits, including those government employees who've been protesting in Jammu and also other community leaders.
Right, Gargi, Rahul Gandhi asked the LG of J&K to apologise to the Pandits. Rahul Gandhi said that the Pandits delegation told him that when they met the LG, he told them that they should not be begging.
On the receiving end of targeted killings in the Kashmir Valley, once again, Kashmiri Pandits sharing their plight with Congress leader Rahul Gandhi during his Bharat Jodo Yatra in Jammu. After meeting the delegation, Rahul Gandhi trained his guns at Modi government, saying government is doing injustice to Kashmiri Pandits. He also asked Jammu and Kashmir's Lieutenant Governor to apologise for his remarks that Pandits should not be begging.
आज सुबह मेरे से मिलने एक डेलीगेशन आया और उन्होंने अपनी बात रखी. लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर ने कश्मीरी पंडितों के डेलीगेशन को कहा कि आपको भीख नहीं मांगनी चाहिए. लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर जी, ये भीख नहीं मांग रहे हैं, ये अपना हक मांग रहे हैं.
Massive security cover for the Bharat Jodo Yatra as it enters Jammu region. Hundreds of police and paramilitary personnel were deployed. At some places, security personnel outnumbering the Yatris.
This massive security deployment tells the story about the kind of security arrangement which have been made for the protection of Rahul Gandhi and his Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Invoking regional pride, Rahul Gandhi termed the restoration of Jammu and Kashmir's statehood as the biggest issue.
ये मुद्दे हैं और सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा अंत में जो आपका स्टेटहुड का मुद्दा है, उससे बड़ा कोई मुद्दा ही नहीं है। तो आपका हक, पूरा का पूरा हक इन्होंने छीन लिया। तो एकदम कांग्रेस पार्टी पूरा समर्थन, आपको जो आपका स्टेटहुड है उसको रीइंस्टेट करने में पूरा हम दम लगा देंगे। आपने इतना प्यार दिया।
Amidst the crowds drawing attention and busy getting selfies clicked was a Rahul Gandhi lookalike. Faisal from Uttar Pradesh wearing a similar white t-shirt as the Congress leader says because of his looks, many people mistake him for Rahul Gandhi.
तभी उन्होंने पूछा, बोला था इस बारे में कुछ नहीं है, लेकिन उनके जो एक्सप्रेशन है उससे देख के लगता है कि वो भी कुछ सोच रहे हैं। जी जी। और मुझे दिल्ली आने के लिए उन्होंने बोला है।
अच्छा, बुलाया है दिल्ली आने के लिए।
देखिए, लोगों का प्यार मुझे बहुत ज्यादा मिल रहा है, और जो लोग राहुल जी से फोटो नहीं खिंचा पाते वो मेरे साथ फोटो खिंचा लेते हैं।
बात है।
After Jammu, the Yatra will march towards the valley where the security remains the biggest concern and challenge for the administration. With Nazir Masoodi, Bureau Report, NDTV.
And yesterday was the 126th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and there was a lot of tussle over his legacy. Now it was celebrated in Bengal and at the centre as well. The Prime Minister at a function named 21 islands of the Andaman and Nicobar after India's heroes.
And on his birth anniversary, a tribute to the Paramveer Chakra awardees as well.
रॉस आइलैंड नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस द्वीप बन चुका है।
The Prime Minister today named 21 islands in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands after India's topmost gallantry award recipients, including Kargil war hero Captain Vikram Batra, as well as several others who've laid down their lives for the country. The Prime Minister also announced a series of projects, including unveiling the blueprint of the Netaji Memorial on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Deep in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The occasion is Bose's 126th birth anniversary, which was today marked by a battle for political legacy. The BJP, RSS versus the opposition, each side arguing why they are true inheritors and executors of what the iconic freedom fighter and the leader of the Indian National Army stood for.
आज 21वीं सदी का ये समय देख रहा है कि कैसे जिन नेताजी सुभाष को आजादी के बाद भुला देने का प्रयास हुआ, आज देश उन्हीं नेताजी को पल पल याद कर रहा है।
कलकत्ता में 1928 में जो कांग्रेस अधिवेशन हुआ, जिसमें डॉक्टर साहब भी आए थे और नेताजी और उनकी चर्चाएं हुई थी, उस अधिवेशन में इस पुस्तक का प्रकाशन हुआ। उस पुस्तक में नेताजी ने जो कहा, वो पढ़ के मुझे लगा कि यही तो रास्ता हमारे लिए है, यही तो दिशा हमारी बताई गई है। हम दूसरा क्या कर रहे हैं?
A short distance away from the RSS event at the Shahid Minar grounds in Kolkata, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee held her party's event, saying institutions Netaji envisaged for the country had been dumped, each side with their Netaji descendant to boast of.
আজকে কেউ নাম কামানোর জন্য বলতেই পারে আমরা করলাম শহীদ দ্বীপ, স্বরাজ দ্বীপ। আদৌ তা নয়। এটা নেতাজি সুভাষচন্দ্র বোস আন্দামানে যখন গিয়েছিলেন সেলুলার জেল পরিদর্শনে, সেই সময়টা তিনি করে এসেছিলেন। মাথায় রাখবেন, নেতাজি সুভাষচন্দ্র বোস শুধু সেদিনকার কথাই বলেননি, তিনি স্বাধীনতা সংগ্রামে কি করে দেশকে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যাওয়া যায়, কি করে স্বাধীনতা সংগ্রামকে ছিনিয়ে আনা যায়।
Netaji's daughter Anita Path, an economist and historian, however, said he had differences with the Congress's non-violent struggle, but also with the RSS over secularism and respect for all religions.
I think Netaji was convinced that men and women and men of all religions and of all castes should live peacefully and in respect.
At the government event to commemorate Netaji's birth anniversary, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee once again took on her ideological rivals, saying Netaji's legacy is about unity, secularism, and everyone coming together and not dividing the country. So clearly, political battle lines drawn over the legacy of Netaji. With camera person GD Shankar in Kolkata, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Welcome back. Now focus on the US and Indians there, and with massive layoffs in the tech industry, January has been a brutal month for the tech professionals. Big tech firms and Wall Street titans are laying off a string of leading a string of layoffs across corporate America as companies look to rein in costs to ride out the economic downturn.
With a series of recent layoffs as companies like Google, Microsoft and Amazon, thousands of Indian tech professionals are now struggling to find new employment within the stipulated period under their work visas following the termination of the employment to stay in the country.
That's right. This as the tech industry, as we know, is dominated by Indian immigrants. They're the highest in the impacted. The laid-off H-1B holders now need to find H-1B sponsoring job in 60 days or then leave within 10 days after becoming out of status. Now, several organizations are working to help the Indians. Global Indian Technology Professionals Association and Foundation for India and Indian Diaspora Studies have launched a job assistance network. Well, to talk more about this, we're now joined by Khanderao Khan, the Director of FIIDS and President of the Global Indian Technology Professionals Association. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us, and quite a struggle for so many of those in the tech industry right now.
Yes, thank you, Gargi and Divya, for having me. Yes, this has been a very brutal, almost 73,000 people lost jobs in last 3 weeks. This is the layoff statistics right now, and if you consider for last 2 months, more than 100,000 range goes to 100K to 120K professionals lost their jobs.
So, sir, the reason for the layoffs, according to the companies, is because they have overhired. When we take into account the kind, when we talk about Amazon, they have laid off about 8,000 people. That's 2% of their staff. Google, 12,000. That's about 6% of their staff. And when it comes to Microsoft, at 10,000, that's 5% of their staff. So what are you doing for the Indians over there who have lost their lives when they, like you mentioned, it has been a brutal month. The last 3 weeks this year started off on a very bad note for the techies in the United States?
Yeah, so Indian technology professionals are majority in most of these companies. The large number got impacted, and many of them are H1 holders. H1 holders are typically in early stage in a career. Many of them have seen this downturn first time. It is probably after 2001 to a degree of this one is the first time is happening. 2008 there was a recession, but it was not that much in the Silicon Valley. So this has been one of the largest one, particularly the impact. Now they need multiple type of assistance. First thing that as large companies are laying off, there is an impact on broader market. There is almost hiring freeze everywhere, so it becomes difficult for tech professionals to find out the match. So we launched a job assistant network where those who are having jobs, they can make the referrals or give the information available. We also launched help for the professionals, particularly they need reskilling. They also need some tips and guidances that how they can and where they can find out these opportunities. And then third is much more legal assistance, and then some information around that. So these are the three key aspects of this help. From Foundation for Indian Diaspora Studies, which is a policy think tank, we also working with the different advocacy groups and awareness programs to influence elected officials to make impact or to extend the grace period. The current grace period is 60 days. So our efforts are to try to increase it to from 60 days to probably 6 months. So that's
right.
Another angle that we have.
Well, that would be great, and it'll be such a relief for so many if you can actually put pressure and bring that about. But Mr. Khandera, so how hopeful are you? We also know for so many years Indians have been doing so well in Silicon Valley, in the tech industry there. So I'm imagining that you have a great network of people in positions to hire these people who've been laid off. Hopefully, if you can put pressure or reach out and network with those people. Tell us what it's like, because we do know the Indians are doing so well in the tech industry.
So definitely, Indian are the significant from their success. Many startup CEOs are from Indian origin. So are the big companies. However, the hiring freeze has impacted consulting companies and startups. They still have the openings. So that's where we would hope that opportunities will come from. And there are also mid-sized companies, they are still hiring. So we are hoping that people would be able to help each other in next 60 days. However, it's all the worry that we have is that if there is a cascade impact of the large companies laying off and then smaller companies just following up, not laying off but pausing the hiring. So that is the only difficulty we may see. But overall, I think there would be a help and there are opportunities, particularly because there was such a hiring hype last year. It was very difficult to hire people, particularly in first quarter, second quarter of 2022. So it was the job seekers market. So there were a lot of opportunities and very few people. And during that time, a lot of startups and other companies were starved. I think this is an opportunity for them to grab this talent which is available. I hope that they have adequate funding to support that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Khandera, and all the best. And hopefully, you can help many of those Indians who find themselves in this position of having been laid off. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
With that, time for us to slip into a short break.
Lots more coming up on the other side. Do stay tuned to NDTV 24/7.
Now, another incident involving an airline, and a passenger on a SpiceJet flight was offloaded because of his misbehavior in the video accessed by ANI. The flight crew and passengers are seen involved in a verbal spat after a male passenger allegedly behaved inappropriately with a female crew member.
The passenger was later deboarded off that flight, Gargi, and the flight was scheduled to operate from Delhi to Hyderabad. The crew alleged that the passenger had touched one of the crew members inappropriately. On the other hand, the fellow passengers claimed that it was an incident due to the confined area on the flight.
The passenger later gave a written apology, but he was offloaded to avoid any further conflicts.
Now to Meghalaya, where yesterday Chief Minister Conrad Sangma launched his poll campaign for the crucial Meghalaya polls to be held on the 27th of next month. On the sidelines while speaking exclusively to NDTV's Ratnadeep Chaudhary.
Mr. Sangma, who's also the president of the National People's Party, brushed off the challenge from Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool in the upcoming state polls, tagging her party as an outsider, but added that he has the greatest respect for her.
You have held your first poll rally from Adagre. A very emotional connect you have with this place, because this is the place from where your late father, Mr. P.A. Sangma, used to start his poll campaign as well. Tell us about what are the issues with which NPP is going to the voters once again.
As you said, this is a very, very important location for us, Adagre, which is a location where Mr. late P.A. Sangma ji used to always start his election campaign from. So it's a tradition that we follow, and I'm happy that we are continuing that tradition. Number two, this election, the issues are very different. When we were in the opposition earlier, we had to show the vision that we wanted to bring for the people in the state. But this time, we are already moving forward with the vision and the foundation we have laid in the last 5 years, and showing the people of how we have changed things in the past 5 years and how we will further take things in the next 5, in fact the next 50 years. Talking about our own coalition partners, we have always been clear with all of them that we will always fight elections on our own terms, and post-election we will review the scenario and then decide on how we'll move forward.
How do you see this Trinamool Congress entrance into Meghalaya politics? They have attacked you and your party, saying that your government is a proxy government of the BJP.
Number one, you see, the TMC is a political party which does not have a base in Meghalaya. And therefore, it's going to take a long time for them to be able to establish themselves and really for the people to accept them. Number two, it is the old players who have come into their fold. And as I said, they also are in a divided house. And therefore, these players who are there now, or these leaders who have joined them, are people who in the last many years had the opportunity in a different form, and not in TMC but as Congress, to work for the people, and they were not able to deliver. And therefore now coming into TMC does not change much of the circumstances. But if you look at the past, and if you've seen the way the situation has gone, the NPP has always stood up in any situations that we have faced. If you recall, long time back, even when there was a situation of the CAA, it was the NPP that took the stand, even though we are in coalition with the BJP, because we believed that we need to stand for the people at that time, and we stood and we discussed with the BJP and the NDA, and we got things resolved in an amicable manner. The stand that the TMC has taken during their assembly election of how the national parties like the Congress and the BJP are national parties, and they don't understand, they're outsiders, they don't understand the issues of West Bengal. Similarly, on those same lines, in Meghalaya, the TMC is an outsider party right now. They don't understand the issues. We have our own political parties out here. We have been, running the government for the past 5 years out here. We understand the issues that are there, which TMC might not be able to understand. So therefore, they are an outsider party. There's nothing to hide about that. And it will take time, as I said, for them to establish themselves as a party that is understands the issues of Northeast and Meghalaya specifically.
Your, alliance partner UDP and BJP, to some extent, in the run-up to the elections, some of them have raised issues of corruption in the coalition government. So how do you respond to that? Because they were your partners in the government.
See, I have believed, rather, that as a leader of the coalition, I have to take responsibility no matter what. And I take responsibility, whether it's for the developments that are there that have taken place, or for any kind of allegations that take place. In all these allegations, it's very easy to make allegations by them. So they have made those allegations, and we've always told them that, look, let us know where the situations are. And if there is something that is there that's going wrong, we are ready to take action. Whenever there is any issue, we have been very free and open to put up judicial inquiries. I think we must have put the maximum judicial and independent inquiries in any government, because we wanted to make sure that we are transparent and we allowed people to come to know what is the truth. And therefore, there's nothing to hide from our side. So it's easy to make allegations, but we have responded to it by ensuring that we come out with all the facts and figures so that everything is clear and transparent to the people.
Solving the decade-old boundary dispute with Assam has been one of your core agenda, but it seems because of the last incident in Mukro village, it seems that, this has put you and your party in a back foot.
These are difficult situations, and these kind of things cannot be planned for and cannot expect that it will be resolved. And these kind of incidents that took place are things that we don't expect, but it can happen in situations like this. It shouldn't have happened, but it did happen. Does it affect? Yes, of course. It gives a sense of slight, discomfort, and it derails the kind of situation temporarily, and we're not able to take, or rather I should say, creates a hurdle in the whole situation. But does not mean that we are not committed. Both the states and the center are committed to ensuring that we resolve this problem. But yes, this incident has made the situation slightly uncomfortable. I hope that we'll be able to overcome this soon, and we'll be able to take the talks forward, because as I said, as a political party and as a government and as a chief minister, I'm very committed to ensuring that this problem of border issue is resolved. Because it is because of these issues like the border issue and the tension there that these kind of incidents also take place. So this leads to those kind of untoward incidents which shouldn't have happened at all.
But is there a trust deficit with the BJP?
See, there's not, which one cannot say there's a trust deficit. It's a process. We have to understand that any discussion, anything we move, every situation takes its own turn. And so one cannot say that we just simply say that there's a deficit. That's not like that. We are working together. We have the right intentions. We have the right thought and the right goal for our people. We have challenges, but if we work properly, think properly, and we keep our our priorities on top and are patient about it and handle things with care, we'll move forward.
And well, Sunil Shettys' daughter finally got married. Gargi, the speculations of when are they getting married and when is the date and all that. Sunil Shetty confirmed on Monday evening that his daughter has gotten married. Atya Shetty to cricketer KL Rahul tied the knot in an intimate wedding ceremony with just 70 people in attendance at their Khandala home. Sunil Shetty and son Ahan were seen, in fact, distributing sweets right after.
And Sunil Shetty posted, "I'm officially a father-in-law now. The wedding reception will now be held post the IPL."
Well, the couple also put out, those wedding pictures, and it was a very sweet post that was put out by the newlyweds, saying that in your light, if you can see those pictures, she went on to caption those beautiful pictures that were taken at the wedding ceremony. Says, "Today with our most loved ones, we got married in the home that's given us immense joy and serenity. With a heart full of gratitude and love, we seek your blessings on the journey of togetherness."
Well, Bharat Jodo Yatra has crossed Jammu city after Rahul Gandhi addressed a rally in Jammu yesterday, where he invoked regional pride about restoring Jammu and Kashmir's statehood. He talked about, land. He talked about that non-locals are taking away jobs and the businesses from locals in Jammu and Kashmir. He talked about jobs. There are no jobs in Jammu and Kashmir. There's highest unemployment in Jammu and Kashmir. Then today it's moving towards, Jajjar Kotli at 1 p.m. where Rahul Gandhi will address a press conference. And certainly the issue of the controversial statements made by Digvijaya Singh likely to come up, and Congress has already distanced itself from his statement. Then Rahul Gandhi will move towards Udhampur, and then they will stay at Ramban today and on then further towards Banihal, and 26th and 27th they will be crossing this Banihal tunnel and moving towards the valley, where not only just the security is the biggest challenge, but also weather as well, since there's a sub-zero temperature. But it has created a lot of interest and also the controversy since yesterday after Digvijay Singh's statement. But the way we have seen at many places, the number of security personnel outnumber the participants, and we have seen at many places large crowds joining the yatra as well. So interesting, times ahead, and because it is the last leg of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, which will reach Srinagar on 30th, and where they will hold what Congress say a mega rally. Yesterday, Rahul Gandhi also met with the Kashmiri Pandit delegation, and he said that the government is doing injustice with the Kashmiri Pandits, and he says J&K's Lieutenant Governor should apologize to Kashmiri Pandits for his remarks that Kashmiri Pandits should not be begging. So Pandits, during their conversation with Rahul Gandhi, were also talking about how government is using them as a vote bank, how government is not doing anything for Kashmiri Pandits. So it has become a controversial issue in a sense that for the last 8 months, Kashmiri Pandits are on the road. They are protesting, demanding their relocation to Jammu from Kashmir Valley, because they have been facing targeted attacks in the valley. But government is saying they are not going to relocate them to Kashmir Valley, and even their salaries were also withheld. So there are multiple issues, multiple controversies, but the Bharat Jodo Yatra is moving on. Today it has crossed Jammu city and moving towards Udhampur and then Ramban today. But before that, Rahul Gandhi will address the press conference at a place called Jajjar Kotli.
All right, so that press conference today. Thanks so much, Nazir, for joining us with all those details. The global economic slowdown has impacted India's export sector, which now demands a relief package in Budget 2023. NDTV's Himanshu Shekhar reports.
A slowdown in the global economy and fears of an economic recession is adversely affecting India's exports. which have shown a negative growth of minus 5.26% in December 2022 in comparison to December 2021. The fall in merchandise exports in this period is far more at minus 12.19%. The failing sentiment has exporters like OP Garg worried. Demand is on the decline, especially from the US and European market, and high interest rates have further aggravated the problem for exporters like him.
मेन सीजन हमारा होता है अक्टूबर टू मार्च. यदि दिसंबर में हमारा एक्सपोर्ट कम हो रहा है तो वेरी अलार्मिंग. समथिंग इज सीरियस. और सीरियस का कारण ये है कि कम्पिटिटिवनेस हमारी खत्म होती जा रही है. जो हमको ROCCL मिलता था 5% गवर्नमेंट ने वो विड्रॉ कर लिया. उसकी वजह से कॉस्ट हमारी बढ़ गई. अभी इंटरेस्ट सबवेंशन 5 की जगह 3% हो गया और इंटरेस्ट हमारा 9% पे आज बैंक इंटरेस्ट चार्ज कर रही है. एक कारपोरेट इंडस्ट्री ऐसी है जिसमें 1-2 साल का इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ता है.
The latest foreign trade data released by the Commerce Ministry confirms OP Garg's fears. The carpet exports fell by minus 21.93% in December 2022 vis-a-vis December 2021. Mr. Garg now hopes there will be some relief for the export sector in Budget 2023. This concern is not limited to carpets. The Commerce Ministry latest data shows that global economic slowdown has led to a fall in exports of 13 important products or commodities in December 2022 vis-a-vis December 2021. In comparison of December 2021, the biggest decline of 34.82% in December 2022 has been registered in cotton yarn, fabrics and made-ups. The decline in handicrafts exclusive handmade carpet sector is 30.97%. Mica, coal and other ores, minerals including processed minerals export segment has registered a decline of minus 23.66%, while the gems and jewelry sector has reported a fall of minus 7.22% in December 2022. The Federation of Indian Export Organizations CEO Ajay Sahai says a mid-term and a long-term strategy is necessary in Budget 2023 to bail out the export sector hit by the global economic meltdown.
कि एक हमारी जैसे आपने बोला शॉर्ट टर्म डिमांड है. शॉर्ट टर्म डिमांड में हम ये चाहते हैं कि जो लिक्विडिटी फ्लो है एक्सपोर्ट सेक्टर के लिए वो बढ़ाया जाए और कॉस्ट ऑफ क्रेडिट जो बढ़ गई है उसको एड्रेस किया जाए. जो इंटरेस्ट इक्वलाइजेशन स्कीम जो थी जिसमें इंटरेस्ट रेट कम किया गया था क्योंकि इंटरेस्ट रेट इंडिया में डाउन हुए थे, अब हमें लगता है उसमें सबवेंशन में इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ाने की ज़रूरत है और हमें ज़रूरत है कि ओवरसीज़ मार्केट में हम विजिबल रहें. तो उसके लिए MSMEs को अगर मार्केटिंग सपोर्ट कुछ दिया जाएगा तो अच्छा होगा. एज ए लॉन्ग टर्म रोड मैप मैं चाहूँगा सिर्फ 2 इश्यूज़ पे कि बजट को एड्रेस करना चाहिए. एक, इंडिया में एक ग्लोबल शिपिंग लाइन होनी चाहिए, उसकी इंडिया की अपनी होनी चाहिए.
With recession fears growing in global economy, it would be significant to see what new measures the finance minister announces to bail out the export sector in the coming months. In Noida Export Zone with camera colleague Rakesh Singh and Himanshu Shekhar, Usama Shah for NDTV.